What's the most bizarre coincidence that's ever happened to you? Alright. Here's my story about the most bizarre coincidence that's ever happened to me. It all started about 5 years ago. I was in my mid-20s. Fresh out of college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I had landed a job at a small tech company and was enjoying the freedom that came with living on my own for the first time. One day, I decided to go for a run in a nearby park. It was a beautiful day, the sun was shining, and the birds were singing. I had my headphones on and was lost in my own thoughts when suddenly I felt a sharp pain in my ankle. I had twisted it badly and was unable to walk. I sat down on the grass, trying to catch my breath and figure out what to do. That's when I heard someone calling my name. "Hey, are you okay?" It was a guy the first had gone to high school with. We weren't particularly close, but we knew each other well enough to exchange pleasantries. "Yeah, I think I just twisted my ankle," I replied. "Here, let me help you up," he said, extending his hand. He helped me to my feet and offered to walk me back to my apartment. As we walked, we caught up on old times and exchanged stories about what we had been up to since graduation. It turned out that he was working at a startup in the same building as my company. We exchanged numbers and promised to keep in touch. Fast forward a few weeks, and I received an email from my friend inviting me to a party his company was throwing. I accepted and showed up at the designated location. The party was in full swing when I arrived. The music was loud, the drinks were flowing, and people were dancing and mingling. I spotted my friend across the room and made my way over to say hello. That's when things got really weird. As I approached my friend, I noticed that he was talking to a girl I had dated in college. We had broken up on good terms and remained friends, but I hadn't seen her in years. I greeted my friend and said hello to my ex-girlfriend. We exchanged pleasantries and caught up on what we had been up to since we last saw each other. Then my ex-girlfriend introduced me to her new boyfriend. And that's when my jaw hit the floor. Her new boyfriend was someone I had gone to high school with. Someone I hadn't seen or spoken to in almost a decade. I couldn't believe it. What were the chances of me running into someone from high school? Who just happened to work in the same building as me? Who then introduced me to my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend? It was like something out of a movie. We all laughed and joked about the crazy coincidence. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something strange was happening. Over the next few weeks, I started to notice other coincidences happening in my life. I would run into someone I hadn't seen in years on the street. Or bump into someone I knew in a completely unexpected place. I started to wonder if there was some kind of cosmic force at work, pushing me towards these chance encounters. But as time went on, I began to realize that these coincidences were just that, coincidences. They were random, unpredictable, and had no greater meaning or purpose. I learned to appreciate them for what they were, unexpected surprises that added a little bit of magic to my life. Looking back on that day in the park, I realize how lucky I was to have twisted my ankle. If I hadn't, I never would have run into my friend from high school, or made all the other connections that followed.